Hey everyone and welcome back to Some Distant Memory. Now we pick right where we left off and if I'm not mistaken we're looking for Mira. Actually, we know what happened, but let's see what actually transpired. After I escaped the house, I stayed here overnight. Hello? With the house blocked off, I knew I had to go into the darkness of the cavern. Can you hear me? And I lost hope. The air was getting harder. When you couldn't breathe any longer, I thought I might die alongside you. Now I feel strange that I didn't. Are you talking to Rick? There must not be enough data to generate an interactive projection. So she got trapped? So hard to breathe. Is this how you felt all the time? My chest just feels so heavy. Even short bursts of walking tire me out. Staring at the path made by the flashlight, it's like walking through an endless tunnel. You didn't die alone. In the end, that's all you wanted, and I gave you that. Aurora? Yes, Professor. When you play these projections, are you able to feel Mira's emotions? Yes, Professor. You've come so very far in such a short time. I feel strangely proud. Maybe you've grown beyond needing an interpreter. I know you've had many over centuries. I hope I was a good one. You were, very much so. Let's see. It's been hours since you died. When everything fell, you seemed so badly shaken. At first, I thought you were upset about losing the house, but then you got worse. The inhaler only did so much to help, and it ran out so quickly. I'm sorry I have to leave you behind. I had no choice. If there is any chance of escaping this, I'll need to go through the caves. I can still feel you. I'll escape for both of us. I just have to hope rescuers are on the way. I love you very much, Mira. Oh, so she had to abandon him. Kinda cruel, but... Marks on the floor. It looks like metal scratched against the rock. Balls from a tent, maybe? Don't wanna miss something. Why hasn't anyone come to rescue us? I'm afraid of what's happened. What if whatever this is huge? Walking these caves, I keep going in circles. I'm getting close to the surface or further away. Yesterday I spent hours bumping my head on rocks, following a shallow side tunnel. When I got to an opening, my own empty water bottle was waiting for me on the ground. Same one I'd finished that morning. My light keeps flickering out. I feel so lightheaded. What a weird place to die. So she died trapped into the darkness? Whoa. All I could grab from the upstairs, 3 bottles of water, the tent, and a few other supplies. Hooray for not unpacking after camping trips. The house was collapsed in several parts. I couldn't see a way downstairs. I was sure the ceiling would come down on my head. Now we'll see how long this stuff lasts me down here. Let's see if there's anything down here. Nope. I've been sleeping in the cave since you died. The ground is really uncomfortable, but I had to move on from the house. Closing that big door for the last time felt like I was protecting your body from whatever caused all of this. Is that weird? I'm worried about water. I've been drinking a third a bottle a day according to my watch. I go to sleep thirsty and wake up with a headache. More than light and water, I miss you. Over and over, I relive our last day together. It's hard to think about anything else. Love, Mira. Look at this old thing. I think it fell, just like the house. For one night, I won't have to put up my tent. I doubt it would start even if I had the keys, but the lights still come on. I feel like we're at a drive-in movie theater or something. Tonight's feature film, Stalagmite Gardens. I put my head on your cheek, touch your hair. You smile. You look at me the way... There was a pack of gum in the glove box. It was a nice relief from the hunger and thirst. Free of fear and fatigue for a few hours before I move on. I'm always leaving you, Rick, and yet you are still with me. I saw light in the distance. The caverns opened up like a giant mouth, and as I passed by there seemed to be a brief shimmer. It only lasted a minute. Whether it was a sun or a hallucination, who knows? The more this cavern winds on, the more I realize nobody's coming to rescue us. Whatever caused your house to fall must be much bigger than we could have known. Who knows how much was destroyed? Is my family okay? My God, you never even got to meet them. They'll never get to meet you. I was so stupid to wait. When I see them again, if I see them again, I'll tell them all about you, I promise. There was another tremor today. I guess it isn't over yet. I hear rumbling noises sometimes. It's like the earth is alive. No, it's like the earth is dying. One of the side tunnels I'd explored yesterday came crashing shut. It didn't go anywhere anyway. None of these tunnels seem to go anywhere. My only hope is that the cover I'm in now will lead to safety. Question number 37. Favorite food? Did we answer that one? Mine's Makmali Kofta. Did you know that? It's made with couscous. Yeah, I told you that. Or maybe lemon chicken. That's good too. No, onions. Okay, fine, keep them in. I don't care anymore. Lydia hates lemon chicken. Lydia hated lemon chicken. No, she still hates it. Oh, she's starting to go mad in the darkness. Dear Mira, I can barely lift this pen. I feel I won't last much longer. You've brought so much worth to my life, and I'll die thinking of the wonderful moments we shared. I hope the joy I gave you in return was enough. You are sleeping next to me now as I write this, and I realize I'm keeping you from leaving this house, from finding safety. When you read this, I'll be gone, and you must move on without me. Don't bring anything that will slow you down. The house is gone, and memories are so much more important than things. You're strong. You're much stronger than I am. Please survive and remember me. I'm so thankful we met. My little world was a much happier place thanks to you. With love, Rick and Baron. Eating makes me feel guilty. Would this trail mix have kept you alive a little longer? You said you weren't hungry. We could have had one more conversation, told one more joke, shared one more story. I could have told Rick that I loved him one more time. You can still tell him. He'll hear you. He begged me not to leave him. Towards the end, it's all he would say. Please don't go. I told him of course I wouldn't. I would never do that, but he kept saying it, until he couldn't say anything at all. His forehead was cold with sweat. I rubbed his head until he just stopped breathing. At first, I wasn't sure. It was so quiet. Now it's my turn. Only, I won't have Rick to comfort me as I die. I'll just have his memory. Poor Mira. I'm starving, only 2 left after this. You think this would taste amazing with how hungry I feel? Oh, it's a Jupiter bar. I've seen pictures of those. Commander, you're... I've always wanted to try one. Too bad they don't last 300 years. Alive? Well, want a bite of mine? Oh, no way I couldn't do that. Thanks though, Mira. It must be in the air in here. I can barely taste the chocolate. Better eat it anyway though, it will help you reach the surface. I'm not about to start losing expedition members now. Well, if you could expedite a tunnel out of here, that would be great. Ah, that's pretty funny. Aurora, you're projecting the commander like a memory. Why? There's an 82.8% chance that Commander TI would respond in such a way where he's still alive. Oh, he isn't dead. I am sorry, Zai. His survival is highly improbable. No. I have run several simulations. The commander had neither shelter nor transportation to escape the storm. High category sporefall is extremely fatal, as you know. The commander was a unique person. His death saddens me as well. Come on, Professor. You've got to keep moving. If you make it out of here, you can share everything we found. But it won't be the same. You can tell Noah how I died. You can tell them, well, that it was worth it. Aurora, stop this. You've got to stop. I can't see him this way. Are you sure? His words tend to raise your spirits. Hey, I'd help you if I were alive. No. These caves are pretty cool in a gloomy sort of way. No. If you kept going, I wonder how many... Aurora, deactivate. System deactivating. I'm so sorry. I'll find your body. I'll bring you back to Noah myself. You'll be with your family. If I make it out of here, that is. So nothing works anymore. You cannot scan the area. Aurora is deactivated. So is everyone going to die? This is real? Real plants, but that can't... What is this place? Aurora, initialize please. Oxygen filter, it's down to 28%. Small core, 23%. Professor, my behavior was incorrect. Please, accept my sincere apology. No, Aurora, there's no need. I know you're trying your best to adapt, to cope with everything. You're becoming something I cannot expect to control. No more than I could expect to control another human. I'd like it if you continue your projections, but let Commander TI rest in peace, okay? Of course. Now then, take a look at these. Living plants. They appear to be an undocumented species of allium. An unprecedented find, Professor. But how can this be? These should have been eradicated 300 years ago. The soil here is suitable for growth, and the air consists of carbon dioxide, nitrogen and oxygen. Wait, is it breathable? Yes, Professor. There is another entrance up ahead. I must see more. Aurora, up ahead. It's impossible. So people made shelter here? Oh, NASA. Just like the pictures. It's so tall, I've never imagined it would be so beautiful. Commander? He's not moving. No, that can't. Commander? Interpreter rig identified. Hello. Attempting to activate small core. Checking DC mem version. That isn't him. Hi. Interpreter rig identified. Hello. Checking. That's another suit from Ares. It's old. Attempting memory synchronization. Beginning sync. Errors detected. Syncing without data Aurora unit. Please wait. Syncing with an ARORA unit? My name is Mira ARORA. 300 years ago, things fell apart. When I escaped these caverns and reached the surface, the gas that killed so many during the collapse had dissipated. But the bloom came quickly. It spread throughout the southern border like a wildfire. It was in the air. It burned my skin and lungs. I thought I would die after all. But a group of researchers found me. They brought me to their compound. Aris. That's right, Professor. The last surviving humans as far as we knew. They gave me a room. We became a working family. But as months went on, we watched the bloom take over, just outside our sealed windows. I knew my family was dead. Mom, Dad, my poor sister Lydia. Everything we had known, our whole world, was just a memory. What happened to Deep Connect? Of course, that's your first question. Haha, you're such a scientist. Well, that's an easy one. You're talking to it. Aurora, she's grown so much. I managed to hang on to my project when I escaped. It's been a long road since Deep Connect version 2. It hasn't been easy for her. I imagine waking up not knowing where you came from. She led us to the house. Subconsciously, I think she knew she was missing something important. She was seeking answers, just like you. Deep Connect was my life's work. I adapted it to manage our systems. Eventually, it oversaw the entire colony. It could anticipate shortages and give the council advice. Well, mixed advice. It always had trouble expressing itself to humans. You could say I was the first interpreter. To think Aris has operated on software designed for finding romance. Aris has always done what it had to survive. Don't regret surviving, Professor. Together with Aurora, with Noah Colony, you can start to fill in the gaps. Speaking of gaps, how did you ever wind up in this cave? I wanted to find Rick. I wanted closure. And I was dying. Bloom exposure takes a hefty toll on the body. But they knew my condition, so they let me go. You never moved on after Rick? Oh, there were others, mostly boring scientists. No offense. Rick had such compassion for people, and my memories with him became more and more precious. A beautiful life, loving one another before the world ended. And it was hard to move on from that. I'd like to think he's a part of Aurora, though they never met. So what happens now? You tell me, Professor. The lives of the Baron family are part of Aurora now, part of history. But there's always more to discover. You're right, of course. There's so much left. Follow this cave to its end, Professor. I've got a surprise for you. I'm sorry I couldn't show you sooner. So she managed to escape the cave after all. TIO, the commander. Zai? It's you? I'm really here. How did I get in here? Looking at you, I'd say you barely made it. I crawled. The blue made through my suit. I managed to burn it off. Ooh, I don't feel so great. Aurora, can you tell how he's doing? The commander suit is beyond repair. Oxygen filter not present. Emergency systems depleted. Comms inactive. Detecting several fabric breaches. Cutaneous injuries and B-solve. No bloom contamination found. Temperature and heartbeat are stable. He's showing signs of exhaustion. Ares Rescue. They acknowledged my distress call before the rover was destroyed. We're both going to be okay. But wait, my filter. Sai, how am I breathing? I have adapted? I no longer need oxygen. I'm transforming. There's air in here. Oh, hang on. Is that real? That's not a hallucination or something. No, that's a real tree. They have so much to tell you. I found Rick and Mira. He didn't survive. She did, sort of. Thanks to Aurora, they're both here, and Deep Connect. That's wonderful, Professor. Oh, why don't you rest? That sounds real good. Aurora, did you... Go ahead, see what is it. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right here. Well, let's project the memory. Eric's grandparents, Rick and his mother, and Mira. So our character was female all the time? Well, I guess that's the end. It was a bit sad, but at least the captain survived, for the time being at least. So I hope you enjoyed this playlist, and I'll see you in the next game, which is going to be pretty soon. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.